The season's greetings. Aquaba. Welcome to Diana's channel. Guys, guess where I'm at? Diana is always getting a call. Well, I got a call from a friend back home in Jamaica. And she said to me, Diane, a friend of mine is here. I said, here where? In Ghana. And she's here attending a conference. So I said, okay, let me come by and visit her because she's leaving like within a minute. Let's get straight into it because guess what happened? Guys, wherever Diane's goes, and you start to talk, one thing leads to another. And so I'm going to let them tell you. Well, I said them because my friend, yes, her name is Laleta, and she has a friend with her. And you're looking at them. I know you see them right here now. So let them tell you why are they here in Ghana? What exactly is going on? Who is going to take this first?
I'll put it to Mohammed.
Okay, so we have Mohammed. Mohammed, welcome to the channel, and let's get cracking. Why are you here in Ghana?
Thank you. I was invited by the African Union and the Republic of Ghana to be a delegate from the United States on the National Reparations Conference here in Accra, Ghana. It has been a 4-day event, and it's over 400 reparationists, scholars, activists, youth, students, historians have descended on the capital here, and we have taught and disseminated information about building an international reparations movement wherever Black people can be found throughout the diaspora. And again, I come from the perspective of Atlanta, Georgia, from the National Reparations Institute, the only policy center and think tank in the country centered on Black reparations for Blacks in the United States. And at the end of the day, we're talking complete reparations. And so that's why I'm here. I've enjoyed the stay. I've learned a lot. I have been re-educated, reacclimated toward the continent and the great work that is already going on here in Ghana. And I'm enjoying it.
Fantastic. So, Mohammed, you're again, it's Atlanta in the USA. You
Yes.
hail from.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and we have Lilita, Jamaican.
Yes.
Talk to my audience. How you reach you?
So okay, well, Ghana has always been on my bucket list first and foremost, just for visiting. But when I got the opportunity, like Mohammed has said, to come here to be a part of this global discussion, and it has been a global discussion about reparation, I had to jump at the opportunity. I am from Jamaica. I'm an attorney, and I'm also the chair of the National Council on Reparation in Jamaica. So, and that council was set up by a bipartisan consensus for those of us Jamaicans who don't know. Both political parties came together and agreed in Parliament that they wanted a national council, and the purpose of the council is basically to advise the government on the path to reparation. So we're actually working out a roadmap right now. So this gathering has been very important to that discourse. And I know that a little later on, Mohammed will also explain from his perspective. He's a professor, by the way, he didn't say that. Um, what is it that the US is doing, and what is his policy center doing in respect of that? And what's interesting too about the discourse is that the discourse is coming from all angles. It's coming from different African states, blacks throughout the diaspora. So it has been very engaging. The young people have been here, they've been very vocal, by the way. And because I believe that this is an intergenerational struggle. This reparation, and Mohammed talks about complete reparation. This business of reparation is not a quick fix. It's not a quick fix. We have some serious issues up here.
Yes.
Issues in terms of how other races see us, particularly the white race, how they see us. Other races have been treated black in a sense the same way. And the extent to which we need to get out of the mold in which we have been placed.
Yes.
Get out of that space where people say, sit on that stool and wait until I tell you to move. It's it's a new dawning. We have been talking about reparation for a long time, but there's a groundswell, and I say groundswell because the groundswell is actually coming from the grassroots. There have been a groundswell, so it's not about academics anymore. It's not about scientists, etc. It's about people coming together to talk about Black people's business and how it is that we must reposition ourselves mentally,
Yes.
right? And why reparation is necessary. We had the opportunity today to go to Elmina Castle, and that experience again was something else. So, by conclusion for Elmina, is that the trafficking in Africa was a well-oiled machine collaborated by European states together and at different stages, and that experience alone and how they treated with us says to me there is absolutely no question about whether or not this reparatory justice discussion needs to proceed and why it is that reparation is necessary.
Mohammed?
Yes, and I want to, when I say complete reparations, we focus on five different areas that have to be dealt with: education and culture, economics and investment, uh, public and mental health, state land acquisition, and public policy and legislation. At least in the United States, those are the four areas that we have to, when we're talking complete reparation. We're talking about now making the people whole. For people that have to, when we start talking about the restoration, the transformation, and the elevation of Black life, economically, politically, socially, culturally, and educationally, we're talking complete reparations. Anything less than that, it ends up being rations and remnants and residuals and calling it reparations. My job is to make sure that that does not happen, that the masses of the people are not sold out. And in the United States especially, you won't ever hear me reduce it to some of what the petty bourgeoisie has done, is talked about or asked for a check. There's a major land question in the United States that has to be dealt with. Give you an example. Right now, 45 million Black people operate on less than 2 million acres of land. And up until 1970, we were controlling over 15 million acres of land. Why is that important? Well, the average person uh, consumes 1 acre of food per year per person. Think about that. The average person consumes 1 acre of food per person per year. We have over 45 million Black people in America, and we're depending on Europeans still to feed us. What about the Black farmers that have to be compensated? They don't necessarily need a check. They need irrigation systems. They need supplies. They need communication systems, the latest technology. What
And
about the
markets.
historically Black colleges and universities in the United States? More than 107 historically Black colleges and universities, where at the end of the day, they don't need football uniforms or basketball uniforms or gymnasium. They need money, billions of dollars in their endowments that are owed to them so they can expand and be also foundationally ready for the remainder of the 21st century.
And just to follow up from what Mohammed has said, from the Jamaican end,
I was just coming
we
to this, Laleta, to ask you and Jamaica's position, right?
so
Where
Jamaica, so the way CARICOM has organized itself for reparation, each island, which was a former colony of the British, as always, also French and the Dutch, we have a CARICOM reparations commission, and in each country there's a national reparation council. So Jamaica started about 2009, and basically the job of the national councils is to advise the respective governments on the path to reparation. One of the key issues for us as Jamaicans is that we have also embarked on a process called internal reparation, because we are looking inward. We're saying we need to look inward as a country, as a nation, to determine what are those areas which self-perpetuated and inflicted harm on ourselves because of what we have inherited. So we are actually dealing with those issues. So if you look at some of the things that Jamaica has done, we have expunged the criminal records of all our national heroes. That might not seem like a big deal, but it is, because we're sending a message internally. Because remember, all our national heroes were convicted in some court. We have expunged those records. We have looked at the Rastafarian community, and the government has set up a fund fund is not large, but it's a start because we are recognizing too that the state itself did inflict harm on the Rastafarian community. We are fixing that. The Ministry of Health, perhaps not even under the umbrella of reparation, has been looking at all the health issues that we believe have come as part of this human trafficking in Africans, the hypertension, the diabetes, the sodium COVID, what happened. The Ministry of Health has a massive program removing salt from the diet, removing sugar from the diet. The National Health Fund looking at front of labels for labels so that you can pick up a bottle and know does this have too much salt, does it have too much sugar, without having to read the fine print. Okay? So we're doing a number of issues. We are reimagining our education system. We are saying we need to unteach our children what they learn, and we need to teach our children our story. And we are starting from kindergarten. Right now, we are putting everything together because we need funding for. We are working with the Ministry of Education. We're going to train teachers right across the board. We're going to be preparing the lesson plans. We're going to be doing the work to make it easy. And we're not creating a new subject. I just want to make sure of that. We're not saying we are creating a new history curriculum because we believe that you need to infuse the historical knowledge across the subject areas. So whether it is math, biology, we have done it. We have had our experiments. We know it can work, and we're on the go, we're on the ball.
Excellent. A lot has been said in the few minutes that we are talking on reparation. I kudos. It's a start. And I'll ask you this: how long have you been here?
In Accra, Ghana.
Yes, attending this
I've been here
conference.
since Sunday. In fact, I came in on Monday. Yeah.
So how long has it been for? 3 days? Is it 3 day conference? It's how long was it
It was
for?
a 4 day conference.
4 day
4 day
conference.
conference,
4 days.
14th through the 17th.
Okay.
And
And 400 persons.
more than
Delegate.
400. Yep. And the key was that they're from all parts of the world.
Yes,
actually.
yes.
Whether they were from Europe, whether they were from Central and South America, the Isles of the Pacific.
Yes.
We just had a diversity, and that's historic from that vantage point because you had segments of the working people that were there. You had segments of the professional class, educated, historian, reparations, non-reparations, students, and youth.
Excellent start, I would say. And Ghana hosted it. All right.
Fabulous. Yes.
In closing, I'm just going to give you a few minutes, and I will start with you, Mohammed. First time coming to Ghana for you?
My first time here.
How has Ghana been through your
I
eyes?
loved it, and it's been an education for me. I got a chance to feel the authenticity of the culture and the
Yes.
people on the ground. Dr. Walter Rodney talked about grinding with my people. I've had a chance to do that, and we'll do it again tomorrow. So I wasn't just isolated in with the conveners and the conference inside.
Seeing a bit of Ghana, Mohammed.
You said
You'll
what?
be seeing a bit of Ghana.
Oh, absolutely, yes, and we'll continue to do it on tomorrow also. We'll spend all day tomorrow at the W.E.B. Du Bois Library, Kwame Nkrumah Center. We'll go to the W.E.B. Du Bois Library.
Awesome. Laleta.
Well, I'll be heading to the market tomorrow. Like you say, I want to feel the culture.
Yes.
You have delved in it because there's so many persons here from the continent. So
Yes.
you feel the vibe. and
Yes.
There is an affinity. Jamaicans
Yes.
have always had an affinity.
But your first time here in Ghana,
My
Laleta,
first
when
time
you
in
touched
Ghana.
down, how was it? Give me your emotions when you touched down.
I just knew I had to be here. I tell you, it's on my bucket list, my kids, and I'm going to come back.
Yes.
In other words, I have to come back. This for me is just a peak.
Yes.
Into.
Yes.
And interestingly, I met Jamaicans.
Yes.
I met you. For the first time. I met other Jamaicans.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it
Yes.
is just fabulous.
Yes.
I think Ghanaians are just fabulous people.
Yes.
I mean, I've never seen anything like this before. I just think there's just something about Ghanaians.
Yes.
It puzzles you, and it puzzles you on one level, and on the other level, you wish that you had this home. In a sense.
I love this. This is a fantastic way to close out. And guess what? I expect to see you guys here. And if I could have my way, I will say to you when you return, just somewhere when you're relaxing, just think about Ghana and say to yourself, maybe I could come here and get a little something here and spend 3 to 6 months and head back. Leave that thought for me. Guys, thank you so much,
Thank you,
Mohammed.
Queen Diane.
Right?
I'm grateful and appreciative for the
Oh.
I will be back with the family and
Yes.
spend really some weeks here.
And we're going to exchange numbers so I can meet the family. And Lilita, of course, you know,
Of
girl,
course,
I
yes.
seen you soon, right? Guys, this was serious education you got in a few minutes on reparation. Come on now, right? And it's it's wonderful. We're going to continue having a little natter. Again, you know, it was just spontaneous. And I'm going to ask you, you enjoyed this? Please share, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. May I say, thank you. God bless.